Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. My name is Dayzee, and today is another day of podcasting for me. Welcome to another episode of my secret podcast. This is going to be a bit of a different episode today because my living situations right now is a little bit rough. Well, not rough. I mean, I'm not living on the streets, but I don't have my usual recording setup, and okay, let me start somewhere else. I have been moving. Me and my partner, we have been moving together. We didn't move away from one another. We moved into a new apartment together, and it's a lot bigger, and we just have a lot of crap everywhere right now. So yeah, but I did manage to put up my usual computer PC setup, and I don't know if you can hear the echo in here. I hope not. I hope I will be able to filter it out. But there is a bit of an echo in here. I wanted originally to record in my bedroom, but I had some technical difficulties, and long story short, now we're in the living room. And let me just tell you, there is stuff everywhere. And if you hear my chair squeak, I'm sorry. There is stuff everywhere. We managed to assemble the couch. We managed to set up our TV because we are nerds and we live in the virtual world. So that is our priority. Well, long story short, I haven't really had much time to think about what I wanted to talk about for this podcast episode, but I still wanted to make an episode because this podcast is not just, it's not just about getting content out. It's mainly about taking some time. It's about taking some time to reflect on stuff that has been happening in my life, stuff that has been in my mind for a while, like things I obsess about, or things that are just like tearing me down or pulling me up, and sometimes it's very hard to plan content like that. To be fair, it's very hard to plan stuff like that because sometimes you just obsess about something for a long time and you feel encouraged to talk about it, and then there are just other times where you don't really have time to get nerdy about some content you've come across. So another long story short, I have pretty much been too busy to, read books or stay on topic. I have been very obsessed with a show very recently, and I don't know why. I don't know if I want to get into it right now, but what I was thinking for this episode is it's going to be a little shorter than my previous episode. But what isn't shorter than my previous episode? Oh my god, it was like 40 minutes long or something, right? It was it was so much. There was just so much more to that topic than I thought there would be. And I thought I would have been able to stay down to 25 minutes or whatever I had planned, but it turned out to be so much more, and I had to cut so much out because I felt like I can't publish a 45-minute episode. I don't have that much time. I can't take so much time out of people's schedule to listen to this. That is ridiculous, right? But time is a weird concept, and I think the lack of time has also been contributing to my current situation with stress and anxiety. And there are so many components to this. I've been feeling very stressed and depressed for a couple weeks, I think. I don't know. It's just really snowballed recently because of the move and stuff. there's just a lot of stuff going on, and it's not just one thing. It's not just the move. It's just a lot of there's a lot of stuff that happens. I mean, anyone who has dealt with stress or like a nervous breakdown or emotional breakdown, I mean, you know that it's not really just the one thing. It's not one person's fault. It's not one major change in your life that causes it. It is a lot of stuff, and I feel like it's a lot to get into right now. Did I say that I want this episode to be a little less edited too? So if I sound exasperated, if the microphone pops a little too much and stuff, it's because I have decided to make this one special episode a little less edited. And I don't know, I think sometimes I just like to, not think too much about what I'm putting out there. I mean, I don't want to put anything offensive out there, obviously, but like, I like to believe that this podcast is a safe space for me where I can, in a lack of a better word vomit. I feel like it's just, I want this podcast to be a podcast where I can allow myself once in a while to just word vomit and not necessarily have to publish super edited videos every week. It's because this podcast is it's not a business. This podcast, like, I'm not making any money out of this. I do this on my own free will, and I'm so happy to see that there are people out there who are resonating with what I'm talking about on this podcast and want to follow this journey along with me. It's so great. And of course, I'm open to like suggestions on what we can talk about and topics. Like, I am so open to that. But first and foremost, this podcast is very much a creative outlet for me. And I like to do it. Like, that's why I'm here, even like today, where I don't really have anything specific to talk about and not that much time to talk to you about it. I still want to do it because I love this. I love this medium. I love this concept. And yeah, where was I going with this? I don't remember now. I was talking about something. This is something that I also wanted to talk about actually one day. I think I have a bit of a scatterbrain. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like sometimes my brain goes in very different directions within like 5 minutes, I can be somewhere on one end of a conversation, and then in 2 minutes I will be on Mars. I will be a totally different place, and then I will go from Mars to the moon, or I don't know. I will go everywhere in topics within 2 minutes. You know what I mean? I feel like I have scatterbrain. I don't know if that is necessarily what it means to have scatterbrain, but whatever it is, I have it. Oh yeah, time. I wanted to talk about time. Time is such a weird concept. I've been thinking a lot about the time I spent recently. I often, and I know this is a common phenomenon, like this is not a new concept, but I feel like recently it has occurred to me how little time I have in the day. And I don't know if it's because I'm depressed or if I'm lazy, but I always feel like there's not enough time in the day. I feel like I get up in the morning, I wake up alongside my partner, and before I know it, it's like lunchtime, and I ask myself, okay, what did you accomplish so far? And I'm like, well, I might not have accomplished much. I mean, I might have, been stuck in thought for a while, just kind of thinking about, stuff and what to do in the day. But there's still a lot of time. There's still hours in the day. The day is still young. Like, we can still get stuff done. And then before I know it, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I ask myself, what have I done? And I don't know. I don't really... Yeah, in those moments, I realize that, maybe I'm too stuck in my head sometimes, Maybe, maybe I don't use time the way I'm supposed to. I mean, I'm 25, and I feel like people who are 25, maybe that's a stereotype. Maybe that's just, my own little fantasy. But people that I see online, and I know that's a very bad place to get your information when it comes to people's lives, but I just see very often people at my age, and they're so successful in different ways. Like, what is success? What does it mean to be successful? But I see what they do, and I just think to myself, oh my God, they are doing so much better than me. And they're probably spending their time way better than I am. Like, they accomplish so much every day. You can clearly see it. Every day they post something on SoMe or any kind of platform that I follow or that I'm on. And they just accomplish way more than I do in a day. And I feel guilty in a way. It makes me feel so guilty about how I spend my time and how... like, I feel like I don't contribute to anything, and that just makes it even worse. That makes the depression worse. But in moments like these where I sit and I talk about it, I can also take a step back. Like, I'm able to take a step back and tell myself that I shouldn't really compare myself to people on SoMe. I mean, SoMe is not the place to find people to compare yourself to, because people can... I mean, we talked about this last week too, that people can easily manipulate their existence on SoMe. They can look so much better because it's all edited and it's all just like one little portion of their life. And I mean, I might even, like, I can accuse myself of, saying that, oh, you think this is what their life is all the time? Come on. I mean, people are not this happy all the time. People are not this, like, amazing all this time. People are not this successful all this time. This is just an edited version of themselves. It's like common knowledge at this point that is how SoMe works, but why does it affect me so much still? Like, I should be aware enough to know that, oh, Dayzee, you can't compare yourself to people on SoMe because, like... it's not realistic. No one is having a good day every day. That's not realistic. So, I guess sometimes my point is that sometimes you have to prioritize taking a step back and think out loud to yourself. Is this really what their life is? Like, do you really think that this person that you see in front of you is happy every day of their life just because they put a picture on their SoMe showing them smiling? Just because they publish a picture of them smiling and saying, I'm doing so great. Do you honestly think that that is their life 24/7? No, that's not realistic. Like, they would be a freaking robot if that was the case, right? So yeah, I guess this can be a reminder to you, whoever needs to hear this. Maybe you didn't need to hear all of this, and maybe you've already clicked off because this episode got way too heavy and way too personal and way too intimate. But I guess for you who is still here, I just want to say that it's okay if you feel anxious about how you spend your time and how sometimes time just feels like it's running through your hands and you don't feel like you accomplished anything, I just want to tell you that it's all right. The only one who puts pressure on you is you. So just let go of the pressure. I mean, I know it's easier said than done. Like a lot of stuff in life, But I just want you to remember that no one in this life can put more pressure on you than you. You're the only one who can relieve your pressure. So give yourself a break. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. And remember that you're very important, even though it doesn't always feel like it. I mean, I think I should probably stop talking because it's getting way too heavy. And I feel like I've said what I wanted to say. And I don't want to take too much of your time again. Whoa. Oh no, I spilled my coffee. Oh no. My computer, man. I didn't want this episode to end this way. Oh no. I spilled my espresso. Damn it. Okay, well, this is not getting edited out because I'm not going to edit this episode. I'm just going to publish it as it is. Fuck it, Because I feel like, as I said, I want this podcast to have episodes like this occasionally. Sometimes I just want like a short episode where I can talk freely and talk what's been on my mind. And if you've listened to this and you have enjoyed my rambles, I just want to say thank you so much. And I mean, I can't imagine what life you have and what you're going through out there. You might have your own personal problems and your own anxieties and stuff, and I'd love to hear about them. You can DM me about it. You can write a comment about it. And if you do, I will answer it. I said answer, or I said that a lot. Yeah. Sorry about that. But please, if you have anything on your mind mentally or anything, you just have to get out there and something. I will answer. DM me, put a comment on this video. Tell me about your troubles this week, and let's talk about it together. I'd actually really appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening to this very weird episode. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, follow on Spotify, so you can stay updated on new content on this podcast. I really hope that the next episode can be a little more fun and a little more uplifting. I hope so. I would love for that to happen. But yeah, until then, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.